to the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show, that's where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio Show. The All Around Town Radio.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the program. Here on a Monday, it's the weekend update from All Around Town Radio. Tell them about it, Mark Robinson from Sweet Sister Mercy on the theme song here, everybody.
It's the weekend review. It's a Bible coming for you.
Hi, Glenn.
Speaking with the
What's up, Kara?
Sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man.
Ray Renee in the house.
Someone who's playing out off the open jam.
Hi, Pete.
The who's who is talent. Come Friday night. Ready to raise some hell.
Mark says we're ready to raise a little hell on a Monday. We are here. It is the weekend update, like I said, from the All Around Town Radio Studios in beautiful downtown Springboro, Ohio. We're letting some people catch up with the live portion of the show here. And while we do, we want to thank everybody for our shares on Thursday's show, the Who's Playing Out show, brought to you by our friends at Froggy's in Monroe, Ohio. And we want to thank them for always sponsoring us. Let's see who else is checking in here. Jamie Minnick. How are you, Jamie? Jimmy Kilroy in the house. Good to see you, Jim. Thanks for being here. George Orr checking in on the Book of Face. I see him popping up there. And we've got some special guests we're going to bring in today, too, and maybe even be joined by a few more here as we get live on this Monday. You know how Mondays go. I was sitting on another feed. I have several shows this week that we pre-did the links to, and I was sitting on another link waiting on the Wednesday with the band show to come on, and it just didn't. So we're a minute late, but that's all right because you guys really don't care. Let me bring in the folks that are here today. We've got some special guests and coming into the show. If I can get this all to what, technology is great when you're a one-man band and a producer and all the other things here. Let me get myself off this big screen and get you looking at my special guest today, Mr. Toy Hobbs from the band Rockstar, and Bob Klein in the house from Rock House. How are you?
Good. How are you, Scott?
I got all the rockers
Howdy.
today. What's going on, fellas? How are you?
Doing good.
Well.
It's Monday, though. It's Monday.
It is. Oh, it's a hard Monday today. It is. It's one of those Mondays. I had a long weekend, but I didn't get to see music this weekend. I had a busy weekend with other things going on, so I'm going to rely on these two fellas today to bring me some great updates. We're going to call them our street team of the day because they were out there this weekend doing their thing. But before we start on who you got to see, let me hit Bob up because I know, Toy, you've been on the show before. Bob has never been on with us. And Bob, chat just for a minute about your band to everybody. I know we're going to have you guys on someday, but I want to chat just for a second about your band.
Sure. So my band's called Rock House. We're based out of Columbus, Ohio, where I live. We've been together for, going on 9 years now, of which I've been with the band about just going on 4 now. But we're an 80s hair band. We play, the kind of music that basically all the bangers from the 80s and the stuff that keeps the ladies moving on the dance floor.
Hold on a minute, Bob. Hold on. I got to stop you. When you say we're an 80s hair band and I look at you, I just can't picture it, man. I'm sorry.
you got it, because you are seeing a balding 50-year-old right here. But
amen, my friend.
Yeah, you got it. You feel your pain.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody else in the band is wearing a wig. And
Okay,
they're actually really
gotcha.
good wigs. I get away with a do-rag or a backwards baseball cap. Basically, the very first show I played with the band was actually down in Key West on a fill-in basis about 5 years ago. And I had a wig and I put it on and I just looked like a big meathead with a wig on. So I said, boys, I'm not doing this. right now, because I was feeling it, I was like, you need me, I don't need you, so this is how it's going to go. And they kind of agreed, and it stuck. And then a year later, I got the gigs.
So you're drumming in the band, I would take it, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right. Which makes sense there, that you can wear the ball cap backwards or the do-rag. Hi,
Right.
Renee. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Thanks for being here, guys. All of you on a Monday. We're going to talk about some people that these fellas got to see over the weekend. But let me kick it up to Troy real quick there, if we can, for just a second. Troy, rock star, man, making a few changes lately, right? We're going to talk about that here soon on the show.
Yep.
But you can let it out of the bag. You can.
Ray Day is our new singer, and her first show with us is this Saturday, December 16th at Satch's in Trenton. And can't wait. It's going to be a good one.
Well, and we love Ray. Ray's on the show all the time. In fact, she's on here right now. So hi, Ray, and thanks for joining us today. And fellas, we may be joined by the lovely Karis here in a few minutes, who's my co-host on Tuesdays. You've all watched that show. You know how out of hand that show can get on a Tuesday. So we better get our talking in real quick before she gets on here. And you never know what kind of F-bombs might fly or anything else. So let's hit it up. Now, Bob, you're in Columbus, so it was a hell of a drive, obviously, for you to come down and see a band here in the Cincinnati area. Originally, you're from Cincinnati, correct?
Yeah. I grew up in Montgomery, so and then I came up to Columbus in '91 when I went to Ohio State, and then I stayed. So my band,
the Ohio State
University. Let's get that right. So. I play in my band. We play a lot of shows. We play 55, 60 shows a year, so I don't get a chance to go see a whole lot of live music. But right now we're on break, and we're off. I got a New Year's show, and then we're off again until beginning of March. So I've had this one on the calendar for a while. I've heard everybody on this show talking about Crown Watts, and I'd heard a little bit about them actually up here too. And I got on their page and on their website and creeped them a little bit, and I really want to see them. And the same thing with the bar with the Bell and the Bear. I mean, I've been tuning into this show for about a year now, I'd say, and it was perfect. The stars lined up. I was off Saturday, and I got down there, so I got to make it down.
Well, that's a twofer, as we call it on the show, because you not only got to go to the Bell and the Bear, but you got to see one of my favorite bands as well, and that's Crown Watts. And Crown Watts is a band that's not one of those flamboyant bands. They're not one of those groups that you go see for the stage show. Okay, you go see these guys for their perfection in music. Give me some opinions on that, Bob. I mean, you saw them. I saw some of your posts about it. That's why it kind of clued me in to give you a buzz on have you on the show. But tell me about your experience with Crown Watts.
Man, I was just blown away by those guys. I mean, they couldn't be any different a band than what I'm in if they tried. We play the songs that everybody knows and that are, they're all in 4/4 time. They're all rock and roll songs, whatever. They play the songs that nobody else has the guts to play, I feel like. And not only do they do it, God, do they do it well. I mean, they're just fantastic players. And
they do. They do.
Yeah, I mean, they just. I was just, literally as the songs were, as they were ticking through these songs, I'm going, we would never play that. We would never play that. We would, and
yes,
and most people would probably say the same thing. I mean, like, to myself, I'm always comparing what other bands that I go see are to my own band, and my God, you couldn't be any different. But they were just fantastic, and I was looking around, and I'm always watching the crowd, and they had them. I mean, they absolutely had that place, and every song they pulled off was, they pulled them all off. Period. I mean, they even played. They played a really obscure Sting track off of 10 Summer's Tales. In 5/4. Like, who does that? But they did, and it was great. I mean, it was just fantastic. So I was really blown away. I mean, I can't wait to get to see him again.
Yeah, and the first time I saw him, what I was amazed about was the ability to look around the audience and see everybody just laser focused on the music. I mean, it's not a woo girl crowd. It's not one of those where everybody's going, yeah, the whole time. but they are so in tune to what's going on with Crown Watts, and the musical perfection just blew me away. I mean, they do it so well. And like you said, when you hear songs that they play, you're like, that's not in many people's songbooks, and they're not playing it. And you're spot on there. And having to see them in the Bell and the Bear too, in that small of a venue. You had Mark Bransford on sound probably for him.
Oh my gosh.
I would assume Mark was there. He's phenomenal.
Oh man, he had them dialed in. I mean, it sounded so good in there. I mean, from a drummer's point of view, of course, I'm listening for that. And I mean, he had heavy, punchy drums, but it was perfect. And sometimes in a small room like that, that's too much, and it wasn't. I mean, everything was just so well mixed together. He nailed it. He absolutely
Did you get to
nailed it.
see the drum solo?
I didn't. I was only there, which is funny. I was there for about an hour and a half, and I had to pull out. But so I missed the drum solo. But I would have loved to have seen it because he's a killer player.
Well, I think there's some videos flying out there. I think Bill's on here, and on Bill's page on YouTube, he has a video of that drum solo. If you want to go check it out. So,
I'll definitely check that out.
And if anybody's watching, I know Jim McCarthy. If you're watching, you'll tag that link in the comments or something. You always do. So let me get back to you in a minute, Bob, because I want to talk more about your experience at the Bell and Crown Watts. But I want to get to Toy for a minute. Toy, and before I get to Toy talking about Miss Jackie, who I had him on to talk about. I want to say, first and foremost, guys, you two guys being musicians, I want to thank you, because not only are you musicians, but you're out supporting other musicians. And that is the key element in this whole community thing we try to build here, that you guys took time out of your schedule and you went to see music, man. And that's so cool to me. I appreciate it so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You got
what
it,
you do.
Thank you.
Toy, tell me about Miss Jackie, man. I've seen her. She's one hell of an entertainer.
I've been wanting to see her. Stacy's been wanting to see her for a while. So she's like, let's go up there. It's on your side of my old stomping grounds in Hamilton. And we're driving up Millville, and we're almost at the venue. And I'm like, you know what? I hope there's a crowd. As soon as we get over the hill, all of a sudden the parking lot is full. So I'm like, this is going to be good, but can we get in the place?
Can we get in?
Can we get in? So basically, I knew what to expect, but I'd never seen a whole show. And she started, and we're like, what the hell? Where the hell does this woman get her energy? How is she getting her energy? And she is non-stop. And I'm just like, I'm having a blast. That was probably one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. I had fun. I mean, we had a lot of fun. And not only her, but the guys in the band, they were on break. I got to see the guitar players, talking gear, being musicians. Super nice guys. These guys, friendly, just no problem talking to everybody. And they played everything from, let's see, oh my gosh, they did everything from the Spice Girls to Tom Sawyer. The guitar player does all the keys on the guitar. I'm blown away. I was like, I had a good time. We had such time, we had to go to Taco Bell on the way home.
That's a good night.
Yep. So,
anytime you have to hit the bell, well, it may not be a good morning, but it's a good night.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I tell you what, if you get a chance, please go see her. I had seen her briefly, this is going way back about 15 years. And I think she had just started off, and one of my friends, Chuck Grants, was playing guitar for her. So they were playing the same show, and I didn't really get to see her. So I haven't had a chance to see her, and I'm like, awesome. I was just blown away. Badass.
I got to say hi to some people. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Gina. Hi, Chris Reese. Jamie, thank you for that comment as well. Carrie, thanks for dropping in today. So, Miss Jackie, I've seen a lot of female performers in my lifetime. I won't say how many years I've been watching live local music, but I will say that she ranks up there with me in the top 5 performers of anyone I've ever seen. I just on a local level, I'm not talking national acts or anything, but
I mean, not only she's got the pipes, not only she got a good voice, her stage presence is just off the hook. And we were just sitting there just like, you know what? We got to step up our game. Every band has got to step up their game because and the whole band, I mean, just awesome. Killer band.
And, the same thing's been said about Crown Watts, Bob. I've seen people go see them and musicians, and they're like, oh, I need to go practice.
Yeah. No, I thought.
Well, when you watch them, that's everybody's just sitting there, their mouths open. And you watch them, you're just like, oh my, I cannot believe they're pulling that off.
Yeah.
And Jim's throwing in some links. I'm not going to pop them up on the screen right now, but you can go to him, the one about the Crown Watts drum solo,
great.
I'm sure, and all that. So I can't tell what they are because it's just a bunch of hieroglyphics here, but we'll leave it up there for everybody to click on. And Kara says she's seen her twice. She's fantastic. So, yeah, Toy, what's your one takeaway? What if you just had one thing you tell somebody that's never seen Miss Jackie, how would you describe her show?
Non-stop energy, period. Just non-stop. I mean, you will not be bored. You will not be bored at all. The whole night. Awesome.
I got to talk about the Women Who Rock benefit we did with her. And when she was, I think, 7, 8, maybe 9 months pregnant, and she's up there singing Killing in the Name. My God, she killed it, literally. And I walked up to her afterwards. I said, that child is in there doing this, and she's like, I don't know, man, that may have been too much for her. She was just giving it her all and just absolutely blew me away. And Miss Jackie, she's super sweet too. Super nice person.
I think her husband's a bass player.
Yeah.
And the way they feed off each other, and she kind of picks on him during the show, which was hilarious. It was funny. And he would just do it right back. And it was a great show. It was funny. Awesome.
And where was it you saw her play? Where was it?
It was Nick and Norm's west side of Hamilton on Millville. It was the old Tap Out. And I think the new owners have had it now for about, I think they said 1.5 years. Great venue. Drink prices were reasonable. Food was flying out of there. Very clean place. I know the owner, he stands outside, walks up and down the strip, make sure there's no trouble going on. Great atmosphere. Great atmosphere.
Perfect. Well, Nick and Norm's with Miss Jackie. I'll get back to you in a minute, Toy. I'm going back to Bob, though. Bob, first time at the Bell and the Bear?
Yeah.
All right. Give me your experience at the Bell and the Bear. That's what I want to know. What'd you think of the place?
What a cool place, man. So you have to know. So I grew up literally on Cooper Road, which is I could walk to the Bell and the Bear from my old house where I grew up. And I remember when I was a kid, and I remember even going into college and coming home, seeing some of the bars that were in that space, and there was just nothing special. It was fine. But gosh, what a cool place she has there, and what a great job she's done. I mean, just all kinds of little things, like the way they've kind of maximized the space in there for what they do. The way the place felt, I mean, what a cool vibe in that place. It just felt good. I loved what she's done. I mean, like, the ceiling, how she's got. I love the B&B lighted sign that she's got up on the stage there. She's got a great staff. I mean, just a super cool place. Actually, cool enough that I've got a date with my wife at Winterfest this next weekend. We're coming down, and we're going to come down early so I can take her in there. She wanted to see it. So, just a really, really cool place. We do. I mean, Columbus is a cool town, and I'm always telling everybody what a cool town it is, but we don't have anything like that there. I mean, it's just this little neighborhood bar in a, Montgomery is. I grew up there. It's kind of vanilla. I mean, it's nice. It's whatever, but I feel like that's way too cool of a bar for Montgomery.
Well, don't tell Karis that.
No, I won't. I mean, it's a compliment.
Yes, absolutely.
I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to get back there and show my wife this weekend.
Wow.
Cool.
That's fantastic. And apparently Karis is messaging me here. She's having trouble logging on. So we're going to try to get her into the program here in just a minute if I can. So let me do this. I want you guys to take a moment here and sum up your musical experience from the weekend here in our area. And there's Karis, I think, getting ready to pop up and see us. But let me know here, really, truly, you had an hour and a half, Bob, at the Bell and the Bear. That's not enough, but it is certainly a good experience there. And like you said, what a cool vibe. But if you had to sum it up with the experience of the Bell and the Bear and Crown Watts, put it all together and tell everybody what kind of night you had out there.
Honestly, for me, selfishly, it was everything I had hoped it would be, just not long enough. Great band, great venue. I mean, just super cool. I met a buddy down there that I grew up with, and he'd been there a few times, and I hate to be cheesy, but it was a perfect night. It's just I had so much fun there. It felt good the whole night. That bar is just it's a killer venue. It's really it's a really cool place, and to have Crown Watts get a chance to finally hear them play, those guys just blew me away. I mean, they're pros. I mean, they're absolute pros, and it's not often that I get a chance to go out and hear live music, and to be able to go hear those guys, I mean, that was time well spent. I'd love to do it again.
Well, and thank you for that. And I'm a big fan of the Bell and the Bears. You know, and speaking of the Bell and the Bear, at least we've got a better looking co-host now here.
Hi guys.
How you doing?
Yeah, right. Hey, Karis.
Hi.
Good to have you with us, Karis. Glad you could join us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you had fun, Bob. Did you see me?
I did, but I saw you like twice, but you were like running around with your hair on fire, so I didn't want to bug you. So we're actually I don't know if you're going to be there this weekend, but we're actually coming back. I'm taking my wife down there Saturday for a little bit before we go out. So
I'll be here.
Right on.
Yeah.
How cool.
I will
this is so
definitely
cool. And you know, Bob's in Columbus, everybody that's watching today, you guys that are watching the program live. Bob's in Columbus, and again, he's got a band there called Rock House that he plays in. And while we're talking about your bands, before we get into some others, because Toy, I want to touch with you again. Let's talk about Bob's band for a second. He mentioned it earlier. You can follow Bob on Facebook at Rock House Official Band. That's what they're on the Book of Face. So if you want to find him there, cool. Do so. And then Mr. Toy up there in the top right-hand corner. Follow him at Rockstar Band Ohio on Facebook if you guys want to. So you bailed me out today, honestly, because I had a no music weekend. So how was I going to do a weekend update today without somebody that saw some live local music? And
cool. Thank you for asking.
Karis, my love, you are a busy woman, and you had a great weekend. So how'd your weekend go at the Bell and the Bear?
It was great. Friday we had Doug Hart, the Doug Hart Band. Crazy
From my
talented.
way, up my way. Yeah,
very talented, awesome. I love them all. Greg, the drummer, his parents and I are neighbors, so that's kind of fun too. And then Saturday, like Bob was saying, Crown Watts, and we had a huge Christmas party prior to that. It was a good weekend, great weekend of music, that's for sure.
Wow, we got Bill's videos are getting posted here by Jim. Thank you, Jim, for that. And anybody that wants to see some of those Crown Watts
Bob,
videos.
Did you stick around for Ryan's drum solo?
I asked him that already.
Oh, you did? Oh, man.
I did. I think that's why the links are being posted. No, I'm checking it out as soon as we're done here.
It's so
I gotta say
cool.
it.
He's such a badass.
He's a badass.
Yeah,
for sure. They all are. I mean, those guys were fantastic.
Yeah.
And Valerie, thanks for that shameless plug for Billy Rock on Friday night at the Bell and the Bear. They're going to be there. They're always a fantastic 3-piece band as well.
They sound like they're a 5-piece, but yeah, they're crazy good, very talented.
Thank you for that, Glenn, and thanks for thanking the guys. Toy, sum up your night there at the. Wait a minute, let me get the name of the place again. It's new to me.
Nick and Norm's. It's on the west side of Hamilton.
Okay, and
west side of Hamilton.
Chat about that for a minute. Your whole experience when you drove there. You said you got the parking lot. It was packed full, and you were worried you weren't going to get in.
Place was slammed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I was excited it was slammed, but then it's like, well, I hope we can get in a door. As soon as we got in, wall to wall people, and for me, it was almost like a junior high reunion because growing up in the west side of Hamilton, I knew half the people in there. But Miss Jackie. I mean, if you want a crazy, wild, fun rock show, that's it. She's off the hook. Awesome.
And they're buzzing about her all around the tri-state too. Every time anybody has Miss Jackie, people are like, "We got to go see her. She's fantastic. She's a rock star." You know, all that. So
she brings
I
it.
think that's cool.
She brings it. She absolutely brings
it. Jamie Minnick, I appreciate that. What Jamie's actually saying, if you'll read between the lines, is I normally suck on Mondays, and you guys have bailed me out today. So thank you so much for that. Thanks, Jamie.
Actually, thank you for asking me.
All right, let me see what else we got coming in here. And Jim said the Bell has delicious grub as well with the Faded Cow food truck. Jim is like wonderful little shameless plug guy today. Thank you, Jim.
The faded burger. Awesome.
I like the faded burger too.
I like the chicken
Oh, yeah.
sandwich myself. I'm a fan. All right, let's see what else we got. We got one more thing here to pop up. Gina and Johnny Band on Tuesday. Yes, we'll talk about that here in just a moment. Going to be there. That's always a fantastic event as well at the Bell. So, supporting local music, fellas. I thanked you for it, but how often do you get out to hear other musicians?
Not very often. I need to get back to the Bell. Oh, I ain't been in the Bell on Thursdays in a while. I need to hang out with my buds.
Let me know, Tori. I'll meet you there.
See you in a minute.
Yeah, I
know.
We're
You
kind
can
of
be
in
my
our
one
off,
friend.
we're kind of in our off season right now, so I got a list, and I'm kind of tired of all the bands up here. So I'm getting down there. I want to see Miss Jackie. I've gotten to know a couple of the guys in Audio Graffiti. We play some of the same places, and so I've got a short list of like 5 or 6 bands I'm going to try and get down there over the next couple months to see at various places.
You could come to the Bell on New Year's. That's where Miss Jackie's playing.
I know, but I got to play New Year's. Literally. Yeah,
I know. We too.
I got to be honest. I'd probably rather be there. I mean, but yeah, I got to play. So I'm working that night.
Miss Jackie on New Year's, December 20th, Lita Ford.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bell and the Bear is like, it's like one of these little meccas of music you see in Nashville and places like that. It's just, it's gotten the reputation of being the place where musicians go to see other musicians play. And that's Chris Reese' comment. And I think it's really gained that reputation over the years, and it's really cool.
I tell you what,
the 30th.
It's a place around town.
What is that, Karis? I didn't hear you.
CFG Family with the Bedford Band. That's going to be good on the 30th.
They are on my list, so yeah.
Ooh, they're good. We'll come down on the 30th.
All right.
You might as well move back to Montgomery, Bob. That's all that is to it. All right. We're gonna need you to move down here.
Yeah.
And we got to see your band too. Are you ever gonna come back through the area here?
We were down there. The closest that we're scheduled anyway is the casino in Lawrenceburg, like in March or April, something like that.
That's not far. That's all right.
Casino shows are so.
I know.
What's the name of your band?
Yeah, they're kind of.
Our band's called Rock House. It's
Rock House.
Rock House Columbus on Facebook, or Rock House Official. Rock House Official has all of our dates on it, so you can just look up the dates on that. For we're probably 60-70% booked for next year, but yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. No. I'm saying we got plenty of stuff open, as you know.
I was gonna be like, maybe we can put you in the summer or something.
Yeah.
That'd be all right.
I know. I would love to play down there. That would be amazing. We only played a couple times down there. So we played a place in Newport in like June or so, and it's I'm not going to mention the name, but it was a newly open place, and they're trying to figure their way out. So we had another gig scheduled there, and we ended up mutually canceling it with them. I definitely want to get down there and play more.
Well, I think it's so cool that you guys, when you have the opportunity to get out and see other musicians, and I know Toy, I've seen you out supporting so much.
Toy supports everyone. Yeah,
it is appreciated. And love hanging out with you on the jam night too at the Bell, and that's always fun.
I'm a fan first. I'm a fan of music. I mean, I'm still the kid in the audience, doing this, and I always will be. That's why I keep doing it.
That's perfect. And Karis, I love your smile today. You look so happy today. Are you being very happy today, Karis?
I'm happy, just busy.
Wow, we just flipped Karis to the top. There we go. How about that?
Toy.
It's all right. It's like Hollywood Squares.
Yeah. Can I zoom in on you today? How are you? There we go. Karis loves it when I do the zoom shot.
I'm not a fan of the zoom.
So, guys, anything else you want to share about your weekend? Anything about Crown Watts? Anything about Miss Jackie? Go ahead, Bob. I'll start with you.
No, again, I mean, I just can't say enough how impressed I was with those guys. I mean, they're pros. They're absolute pros. And actually, I know that is it Mark Cooper? Is he the lead singer?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So he actually had a band with a buddy of mine that I went to high school with, a guy named Jason Phelps, who played all over Cincinnati, and they had a couple of songs that actually broke. And
is that your wife?
That is my wife getting into the
Hello,
quiz.
wife.
How you doing, honey? She's new at this, yeah. So What was I even saying?
She's ducking out.
I love it. Look at her. She's ducking in and out.
Yeah, this is good. I'm just gonna watch too.
We gotta zoom in on this. Here we go. All right.
There she goes.
And she's out of here.
She's got to come back. So no, I just Crown Watts was great, and it's cool to just hear some fresh stuff that I haven't heard before, and that's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to most, just seeing some other bands down there, because I know a lot of the guys in the bands that play around here, and I've seen them all play a million times. Like, just seeing fresh stuff is it's kind of invigorating,
Absolutely.
Have you seen Under the Sun?
Yep.
I have not.
You should see Under the Sun.
They're good.
Okay.
They're really good. Yeah.
Neither have I, Bob.
What?
I feel very, very sad about that.
You're the local music
I haven't
guy.
seen Under the Sun yet. I have not. I know
I'm
that
writing
shocks
this
people
down.
when I say that. Yeah, so I've got to see Under the Sun.
You should.
I do. And Karis, we need to have them on the show one day, and you come on, and we'll do a little Wednesday with the band with them too. That'd be fun. Because you're going to start seeing Karis's face a little bit more on the show here, hopefully, and she'll be helping me out with some co-hosting duties and such that I do need on a daily basis. And tomorrow, we're going to be here tomorrow. We don't have a topic yet, but we're going to have one. Hot Topic Tuesday. So if you have a topic, you want to send it to us, we'd love to hear
also,
from you.
Tim, the production sound lighting guy wants to come on your show too.
Tim.
From Crown Watts, Butterfield.
Oh, good. Well, we need to have him on.
That'd be cool.
He's the lighting dude. Mark Bransford doing sound, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Was Mark there Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Bob was talking about, Mark is just a phenomenal sound guy. It's just,
The sound was great.
he's
was
top
amazing.
tier, and it's so cool. And guys, if you didn't post on our page yet, if you're watching the show today, we have a link up on the page about posting who you saw play over the weekend. Please, if you do that, please mention the venues. It's so important that we also acknowledge the venues that bring us live music, because without them, all these musicians be out playing on the street corner, and that wouldn't, really work too well this time of year in Ohio. So we'd love to mention the venues and who participates in that. Toy, big changes coming your way. You have Ray Renee fronting Rockstar here soon, and
We do.
that's this weekend. You said, right? Coming up this weekend, first show
Saturday. Yep.
Go ahead.
At Satches and Trenton.
Shameless plug. Go ahead.
Saturday, Satches Bar and Grill in Trenton. It's the old Mutz Brewery, and I know it's been redone. It's our first show with her. It's going to be great. Can't wait. We've had rehearsals. She's killing it. Awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Good deal. Ray's got a lot of energy, man. She's an action packed. She's in a small package, but she's action packed. She really is, and it's fun to watch her play. Karis, what do you got going this week?
We got a good week. We've got the Gina and Johnny band with special guest Billy. That's tomorrow.
Billy Rock.
Billy Rock. And then Wednesday I've got this guy Scott Schmall or Schall or Hall. Scott Hall.
Never heard of her.
That Tune Trivia for our first name That Tune Trivia. Then we jam, and then Billy Rock does his full band on Friday, and then our ugly sweater party with Caffeine and the
Caffeine
goodie band, big band on Saturday night.
The Santa's
goodie big band.
Okay, gotcha.
They're so much fun.
Right. Well, we've got a good week here for you too,
cool.
guys. Tomorrow we've got Hot Topic Tuesday. Wednesday I have Sean McGarry on the show with me from all kinds of bands and fame, and his new music store and that kind of thing. His new music shop where they do a lot of lessons and things. So we're going to chat about that. That's coming up at noon on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Who's Playing Out, brought to you by Froggies in Monroe, Ohio. So, Bob, anywhere you're playing here, you say you've got a private gig New Year's, or?
Well, it's not private. It's at if you're familiar with the Polaris area up in Columbus, at the Polaris Hilton. It's going to be Rock House and a band called Shuck and Bubba Deluxe in north of Nashville. Triple bill, all-inclusive thing for New Year's Eve. It's going to be awesome. We did it last year. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. Anything else before the end of the year for you?
That's it, man. We are taking some time off.
Well, we need to get you guys on the show when you get back up and running after the first of the year. Have your band come on, and we'll chat about it. I'd love to have you on. And Toy, I want to know how your weekend went too. So give us a full report from your new lead singer weekend, and let us know how that goes. And
Will do.
I will see you tomorrow, my dear, right here at 5:00. And believe me, folks, you want to tune in tomorrow. It'll be a hot topic. No matter what we talk about, it'll be a hot topic. And Bob will probably be here to chime in because I want to thank you, Bob, for all the great comments you've made on the show, too, because you're the man of wisdom most days, and we appreciate that very much.
Well, I got Bob. Thanks.
It's the booze. So, yeah.
Is that what she was pouring back there? I see.
Maybe. I don't know.
Toy, is it 5:00 somewhere?
It is. It is, and I have my my Strange Love koozie.
Strange Love. Look at him supporting Strange Love as well. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Stay with me as we go off the air, if you will, and we're going to say bye to everybody. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 5:00 with Hot Topic Tuesday with my co-host with the most, Karis, and the rest of the rowdy gang here at All Around Town Radio. Thanks for watching today, everybody. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Toy.
Thank you.
Hang with me, guys. Don't forget, everybody, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities that they represent.